Christian Eriksen has announced his return. Remember, towards the international break, Erik ten Hag held a press conference towards the game of the quarterfinal of the FA Cup at Old Trafford, where we beat Fulham by 2-1, and announced that Eriksen will be available or will return after the international break. Eriksen has gone ahead to make his announcement that he's now getting ready for the game of Newcastle. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys, and where you watching us from? Good morning from every corner of the world. Smash the like button, comment and share. This is Rock and David on the United Matters channel. Strictly Manchester United news that we bring you here onto this footballing channel. So it's a fun channel for Manchester United. Think we are one of a kind in Africa, and we are trying to build it to the next level. That's why we want to hit more and more subscribers and continue to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. We are talking a little bit of from Glazers, some Sheikh Jassim Al Thani, some connection in between the Glazers and the Qataris, indicating that maybe there is something hidden in between these two, and it's giving us growing confidence that this club is going to be sold, because the Glazers were talking to the Al Thanis or the Qataris for a very, very long time. And I think right now, the moment the Qataris are doing everything, there is something they want to barter trade with the Glazers that I'm going to come in here and really discuss about. All right, let's go to Eriksen, who was injured when you're playing Reading by Andy Carroll, and he has been out for so long, close to 3 months, because count February, March, you get, I think he was injured around January, because it's close to 2 months. And he was predicted to return at the start of April, and obviously that's when he is returning. And that's why United, by the way, went in to buy total loan to get in Sabitzer on loan, because Eriksen got an injury and we are really short of players in that midfield area, and Erik ten Hag got in Sabitzer. He also wanted Amrabat, but he couldn't really get him towards the end of the window. And his brother's gonna hate to confirm to us that United was into the deal, but Sampdoria said no to the deal. So let's get into the Eriksen story and get to know what has he been about this international break. Now, we've been told by Eriksen about staying at Carrington for rehabilitation. He said it's very quiet at Carrington. I would say I haven't been here when it's this quiet. There is literally no one here. Laughs. Now, there are still a few people, but compared to the normal, there is nobody here. And I told you that the players that have been playing regularly were sent to a break of 7 days, and now they are returning today on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and they are going to really train with Erik ten Hag to prepare for the game of Newcastle and Brentford in the midweek. So as it stands, United's players have been away. That's why Eriksen is talking about Carrington being quiet. Obviously, has been quiet because these players have been away and they've had nothing to go on and really talk about or do at Carrington, because they are sent away to really have a rest and then return after a week, and this week they are returning. So that's why Eriksen had to say that about the players at Carrington missing out in action and Carrington being very, very quiet, and that's why he said it that way. Then Eriksen on missing out international duty, this is what he had to say, because he's the captain of Denmark and he has missed out onto the games. So he has said it's weird, you are normally away, and now it's more than the thing. You are following your national team and you are here instead. That's weird, but it has happened before, so you get used to it. But still, that is Eriksen for you. So he's really so much used to this, because sometimes has missed out onto these games of the international break. Remember when he really got a cardiac arrest in the Euros of 2020 and he was really rushed to the hospital, got back. After 6 months, he found himself in a position of really getting himself to a level of playing football. And I think it was around June 2021, and he returned to action around February 2022. So it took him close to 6, 7, 8 months to return, and we went ahead and played at Brentford he led their mission of not being relegated, and then he was a free agent because he had signed a contract of 6 months with Brentford. Then United got him on a free transfer. But as he was missing out in action, there was a new boy that really hit the ground running. That is Højlund. I've just learned his name. He's not Højlund. You get? So he's Rasmus Højlund. 2 games, he has scored 5 goals for Denmark, and I think Eriksen is going to be impressed with that performance, and Erik ten Hag is really going to be impressed too, because Ten Hag is interested in signing the player known as Højlund from Atalanta, because he's really one of those talents that Ten Hag has seen that can come in through and obviously do the needful. And I think Eriksen was so much observant onto this player as he was doing his recovery sessions at Carrington. And secondly, when you look at Eriksen, he's with that kind of player who is going to add more to the team. He adds more to our team of Manchester United, and you know that very, very well. Then Eriksen was asked onto his injury, said, I think earlier in my career I would have taken it a little harder than I do now. You learn later on that it's just a part of your career. Sometimes you are lucky, sometimes you are not. But it was really a very nasty tackle from Andy Carroll that saw him really get out of the game for these months. With this one particularly, when I can't do anything myself, when somebody came onto me, the mindset is just getting back as soon as possible in a healthy, strong way and not to get any setbacks. And I think he returns back at a very important stage of the season. Do you know why? It was like a blessing in disguise for Eriksen to get an injury, because just imagine if at all he got it before. Just imagine if at all he had gotten the injury after the January winter transfer window. That's it. It would have been hard for us to really get in players. We would have been having Casemiro, Scott McTominay, and Fred. Casemiro has always been suspended. Now that's where the signing of Sabitzer helps us, because it is just something that is gonna hate to do us wonders to Manchester United. That's why I call it a blessing in disguise. And now, sorry about that, Eriksen returning with Sabitzer available, I think it's going to make us more stronger in the midfield, and it's going to give us more dimensions of winning the game and options in the midfield, and Ten Hag can carry out lots and lots of systems in this beautiful side of play. So my mind tells me that we're here to see to it that things go our way, and obviously Erik ten Hag is going to really enjoy rotating his midfield, especially when Casemiro returns in the game of Brighton. That's it. Even in the severe double tie of the quarterfinal, you will be having Casemiro, Sabitzer, Eriksen, Scott McTominay, and Fred. We are having 5 options to play in the midfield. So I think it's really great for Eriksen. And Eriksen also had the mantle to tell us the following, that he's now outside. He's out of the gym. He has said, I've been in the gym for some weeks now, and now it is time to do the next rehab session outside. And you know that every time a player gets back to the grass, he's just ready for the next mission, and he's ready for Newcastle, and I think he's going to be available as we play against Newcastle, because he's not this kind of player who is really going to take long to adapt to the team after being out for 2-3 months, because he manages his body well. When you talk about those players that are going to hate to manage their body well, Eriksen is really one of those that has always gone ahead to really do that season in, season out. At 30 years of age, he doesn't look like he's 30. He looks like he's 25. It shows you how much he manages his body, rests a lot, and having gotten that cardiac arrest, the runs he puts on the field of play are really out of this world. That is Eriksen for you. So welcome back, Eriksen, and you're waiting to see whether Erik ten Hag is going to come out and announce that he's available for Newcastle on Friday this week, as he does the presser of Newcastle versus Manchester United. Remember, our first game we are playing after the international break is going to be against Newcastle, and I think we are going to be a very energetic team, because most of our players have not gone ahead to play those games. Look at David De Gea is resting. Wan-Bissaka, Rafael Varane, Fred Rodriguez, Sancho, Marcus Rashford. Who else? Eriksen is also back. Anton Martial. We are having close to 9 players that have been resting and getting ready for that game of Newcastle. So I think that's going to be a huge boost as we head into that game, because we need to beat them. You know, if you beat Newcastle, you just consolidate that third position of the Premier League, because nothing will come against us if at all we really beat them. We shouldn't allow them to win against us. If at all they win, they'll be closing against us. That's it, because we are 3 points ahead of them and we shouldn't allow them to get close to us. Let's go to the sale of United, and this has really gone ahead to shock me a little bit. I'm not surprised about it. Part of Sheikh Jassim's proposal to buy Manchester United is a guarantee that the Glazers could bring their NFL team to Qatar for an exhibition game in the National Stadium in Doha. This appeals to the Glazers. Then they said Sheikh Jassim Al Thani has been very clear he wants to buy Manchester United and has the money to do so. He has been impressed with the Glazers and would like to work with them in the future. Now, working with them in the future does not include Manchester United, because he wants to really buy them out and they leave. But the only business they have is in the NFL. Is their team called Tampa Bay? So the Glazers really want to really stay in touch with the Qataris to do business and obviously go to Qatar and take their team. For me, that sends a message down my memory lane that these two people are knowing exactly what they want. And as it stands, I think the Glazers know that they're going to sell this club to the Qataris. That's it. These other open biddings they've been making have been just for temporarily. They've already made their decision that they're selling the club to the Qataris, and they've been in Qatar for 4 times. Last year, they were there twice. Even this year, they've been there twice, meaning that amongst all the bidders that we've seen coming through to bid for Manchester United, Zacharias, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and Sheikh Jassim Al Thani, I'm talking those who really want to buy the club 100%, only one of those, that is Sheikh Jassim Al Thani, has been in several contacts with the Glazers, meaning that there is something hidden about their meeting and we need to know what this is all about. And I think the likes of Sheikh Jassim Al Thani, the likes of Sir Jim Ratcliffe are just trying to push on, but the Glazers have already gone ahead to make a decision, and they knew that it's going to be hard for someone to come out and really pay £6 billion. And I think for Sheikh Jassim Al Thani, he has already gone ahead to agree with them that they are going to really sell this club. Now, there is this other disturbing stories that are really coming in through that I don't even believe in, that the Glazers don't want to sell. We've been told by Mail Sport that Joe Glazer is thought to be a recipient, but persuadable about a full sale of Manchester United, as they bank a massive premium. So the second possibility is a sale will proceed, but only at close to £6 billion. Then Avram Glazer is understood to be against a full sale of Manchester United, and so by asking Rain to attract bidders, he was effectively on a fishing expedition to see how much they might theoretically get at some undefined point on the future. And to me, this is just disturbing. The other 4 members of the Glazer siblings, Brian, Kevin, Edward, and Darcy, are rumored to be in favor of selling Manchester United at a big profit, but not necessarily as much as £6 billion. To me, this is just disturbing. Why? If you think that the Glazers are not willing to sell, where are they going to get the money? They are not going to stay here. They don't have the money to invest. The stadium is rotting. The facilities at Carrington are just decaying. They have a loan of £600 million that they cannot facilitate. It's just increasing year in, year out. What does that mean? It means that they are in a position of really making a very huge profit. You get? If they get 6 billion from Sheikh Jassim Al Thani, they are going to walk away. Why? They are walking away, leaving United in debt. That's the Glazers. And trust me, they are going away and they are going to march majestically out of this team. They can no longer handle this. They can no longer handle this. And I think they know that they are selling this club to Sheikh Jassim Al Thani, according to me. So to me, all that is disturbing. We've always been told that left, right, and center from different media outlets that the Glazers are just not willing to sell. They just want to really cut out an expedition to see how much money they can really earn in future after they sell Manchester United. Now, if they are to take United, we're supposed to go for them to stay here, they need an investment of close to 3 billion pounds. Where are they going to get that money from? They can't. If they sell off their shares, they won't be the majority shares again. That's it. So I see no way these people are really saying. That's it. So your thoughts on Eriksen getting ready for Newcastle and announcing his return are welcome in the comment section below. What are your thoughts about the Glazers and Sheikh Jassim Al Thani to see to it that they get this deal done and dusted? Their butter trade has been revealed. Good morning. May the Almighty Lord enlighten your week and bless you abundantly, my Muslim friends. As usual, happy month of Ramadan. I'm out.